So Rising Serpent says, if you were Trump's lawyer, how would you have done this differently?
Well, for a period of time, I was, and for a period of time, it was our strategy that was in play. And it was to, one, get ahead of the court of public opinion, but also the court of law, which is to say we're only focused on these three areas. Did only constitutionally qualified people vote? Did they only vote by constitutionally qualified methods? And was the count and canvass of the ballot constitutionally consistent? And identify all the circumstances where that didn't happen. And like in the signature match was the easiest and the biggest one, because there were going to be, if the same standards were applied that were applied to Kanye's nominating petitions that kept him off the ballot in Indiana and Virginia and other states, there was no way there weren't more than 1% of the ballots whose signatures didn't match. And that was enough to change the outcome of the election. A Democratic expert in Arizona, when they were following my methodology, they got independent party observer experts involved. The Democrats' own expert said more than 10% of the absentee ballot sample that he looked at, the signatures didn't match under the same standards used for nominating petitions. Well, that's 30 times more when you project out that the margin of victory in Arizona means you have to throw out the votes. The second thing was to condition people's mind in advance that the solution was not with state legislatures trying to do something because they were unlikely to do so, or with state election officials trying to do something because that was unlikely. The constitutional remedy is, if you have questions about the election, then the remedy is the House votes by state delegation. Conveniently for Trump, he had an advantage there. But my view was establish that there was unconstitutional methods of voting, or voters or counter canvassing that took place in these enough states that matter, and then let the House vote by state delegation as who the constitutional winner is. And people were on board with that strategy until, frankly, Sidney Powell came in and blew it up. Now, he did have enough resources after the election, but the Republican National Committee was diverting funds that was supposed to be going into the election contest into other activities. They used the election contest to raise massive amounts of money and then didn't spend it on what they actually said they were going to spend it on, with the truth buried in the small print when you gave the cash.